I'm gonna miss you like crazy.
It's your boy Kaiju Kong, aka 2K, emerging from the depths of sweet solitude to bring you some more Sigma soul sustenance. Alright, so this is gonna be a part 2 to the how to get and keep a girlfriend in high school. Now this is part 2. Part 1 is over here. Part 1 is important for those of you who want to get into relationships, especially if you want to take the path of the Sigma male, because remember, a lot of young relationships end for a reason. In the beginning you want to get with a girl because you just want that good, but then sometimes you have to think with your big brain and not with your little brain. And I understand that you want to get into relationships, you want to experiment, you want to live life fully. Because sometimes if you keep hustling, grinding, you live one part of your life, you delay the gratification, so to speak, for the future, but then you sacrifice your childhood or your fun years. So I understand that you want to get a girlfriend, but sometimes when you're younger, it's best to go alone, to go fast in the beginning. And then later on, once you've achieved a certain foundation, then you can consider bringing in a girl into your life to then go far together. So anyway, let's get into today's topic. So how do you get and keep a girlfriend in high school? I have 5 tips for you guys. The number 1 is, you don't take this too seriously. As I said in the part 1 to this series, you gotta build you first. You gotta build who you are first. You gotta build your foundation. They say that girls date the lifestyle. They do not date the guy. The guy provides a lifestyle. The guy provides the vibe and everything. Yes, but more or less the girls at that young age, they date for fun, they date for the experience, they date for the feelings and emotions that they get, the roller coaster. And if you're the type of guy, if you're just a guy, you cannot provide this roller coaster. You gotta be a guy living a certain lifestyle to have this roller coaster. And in order to do that, in order to have that long term, for you to keep dating girls that you like, you gotta have a lifestyle. You can't have a lifestyle temporarily. Once you get with a girl, all of a sudden it disappears because you focus too much on the girl and you're like a leech sucking onto her. The lifestyle then becomes her. And in the beginning she got with you because she wanted your lifestyle. All of a sudden you get with a girl and all of a sudden you're in her lifestyle. And then you are surprised later on why the girl cheats on you, or the girl says she wants to break up, or the girl starts, being less and less attracted to you. Your question was how to get and keep a girlfriend in high school. Let me tell you one thing, my friend. Getting a girlfriend is easy, but getting the girl that you want is more difficult. You have to ask the right questions here. But looking back, genuinely what you want is someone who is genuinely interested in you. That is better. So even if the girl that you want and the girl that you're interested in does not like you at the moment, the girls that do like you at the moment, try getting with them. Don't be too picky, especially in the beginning, considering how most relationships when you start in high school do not continue on into the future. They don't last. So get with the girls. Learn the relationships, learn social dynamics, learn the game, learn how women think, learn how to deal with their mood swings, their ups and downs. And then as you keep learning, as you learn, you get more confident with girls, especially if you come from a family where you don't have a sister, or you're just born with or you just have a brother, or you're just an only child. You don't really know how girls are. High school, it's a stepping stone to a bigger and better life. And you have better shit to do than to get into relationships, honestly. Relationships are just there to teach you social skills, but there are better things to do in life. So get with girls who are interested in you, because it makes the thing much easier, makes life for you much easier, makes learning for you much easier. And easier means that you don't have to put in too much work in the beginning. You don't simp for 6 months. You don't send love letters that never get sent back. For God forbid you do that. You never send roses that never get sent back. You don't do shit that never gets reciprocated. All that energy, all that time could have been put into other more important things like your studies or extracurricular activities. And so that's it. Don't take this dating thing too seriously, especially when you're in high school. Number 2, if you want to get a girl, you have to gain reputation. You notice a small percentage of guys attract and get the large percentage of girls in high school. And it's no different in the real world. The men who actually do stand out above the masses, above the majority, they attract. The eyes of the majority of the girls are on them. And then the large part of the 80% of the males are pretty much invisible to the girls. Gain value. Reputation equals value. How do you gain high value? In high school, most probably, high value means looks and or status. If you can do both, better. Looks is something that you're born with, but it can also be something that you cultivate. You make sure that your hair is on point. You make sure if you don't wear uniforms in school, you make sure that your clothes are on point, and you make sure that you smell, because hygiene is important. Remember, girls, their sense of smell is more acute than guys' sense of smell. And smelling good for a guy who does not talk much is one of the best attraction methods that you can actually use in your arsenal. Because you don't have to say anything, you just smell good, and women pass by and they will naturally just get attracted to you. You don't have to say anything. Of course, smelling good doesn't only help you get girls, but it also boosts your own morale, because, you're walking around in fresh, crisp smelling clothes. You actually kind of perform more. It's a mental, psychological thing. So, hygiene is key, because hygiene is first impression. First impression is your looks, first impression is your smell. First impression is also the way that you carry yourself. If you walk around like, then you're not going to be getting much girls, because girls are attracted to status. And of course, status does not mean anything. Of course, some women will say, I'm attracted to the bum or whatever, but the bums, maybe like they're the rock stars or everything, they carry themselves with a certain swag. There is no swag in this. Where's the swag in this? You're walking around like a fucking gorilla. But of course, depends on which type of species, because maybe the female gorillas, they're attracted to this type of thing. But anyway, high value is looks and status. Status, get into sports, because sports not only builds the status, but it also builds your body, and it builds the mindset that will take you into the future. If not sports, you can get into music, like be in a band or something, like a rock band or whatever. And also, the third one is intellect. Be good in school, be smart. But the thing is, with sports and music, you actually get more status than when you are the teacher's pet. Why? Because you have to look at it at the frame of what is cool, or what is the status in that particular hierarchy in your school. Most students, they find sports cool, they find music and extracurricular activities cool, but they don't really like to be in school. They don't necessarily like studying. So that is their frame of mind. If their frame of mind for school and studies is, it's not so cool, I don't like it. So whoever does well in that particular, who does well in school, are not so cool. They kind of disdain them. They're like, he's the teacher's pet, he's the nerd, or he's like, eh. Girls get attracted to a man who gets attention from other women. Why do you think that all of a sudden when you walk with a girlfriend, or when you walk with a girl who is pretty and the girl seems happy, other girls start to look at you? Because they recognize that if she is happy, if they could get with you, they could be happy. And if the girl is pretty, that means that such a, let's say, high value woman, because in high school, a girl who is pretty is pretty much high value in the eyes of guys. If she has so many options and yet she chose you, and she is happy to be with you, that means that they can be happy as well. Number 3 is choose your friends wisely. I don't have to explain this too much, because if you get with the nerds, you're going to be associated with the nerds. If you get with the cool guys, you get to be associated with the cool guys. So back to the point of having good status. I know that many of you Sigma males, you may be INFJs, or you are the feeling type, you are the just type, and you like to lift others up. That is admirable, that is honorable. But sometimes if you stick to the crowd that is, the losers or the outcasts who you're trying to build up, people will associate you with the outcasts. And girls who may like you, that kind of hinders them from getting too close to you, because if they become your girlfriend, they kind of be associate with the outcasts as well. Now, this may not apply to all girls, but this applies to most girls. So while you're at it, while you already know, associate yourself with the cool guys. Remember, Sigma males, we like to jump hierarchies. And over time, we build the social skills to get with the guys from the sports teams, to get with the guys from the band, we get with the guys who are the nerds. So you use that street smarts to then jump with the cooler crowds. And if you don't have one crowd in particular like I had, I was just jumping from one group to the other, and of course I burnt bridges, which was not wise. Try not to burn bridges, especially when you're young, because you don't know in the future how they will turn out. Of course, things that happen in high school are forgivable in the long term, and I'm pretty much on good terms already with the people that I burned bridges in high school. But nevertheless, if you're cool with them, if you're on good terms with them, they respect you, you respect them, it is much better that way. Girls will like you more if you're with a high status group than if you're a low status group. That doesn't have to be explained. Number 4, you have to be a badass, but with a good side. As they always say, girls in the younger years, they like an alpha male. But somehow when they go beyond the 30s, they like a beta male. It's like the alpha fox, beta bucks, as coined by Richard Cooper and all these guys in the red pill sphere. But where does a sigma male stand? A sigma male, he has the balance of both. Maybe when you're younger, you're still competing as an alpha, so you have mostly alpha side, or you're still a beta or an omega who does not know himself yet and still developing himself. But naturally, that's why I always say go fast alone first. Learn your skills, be confident. Confidence comes from knowing that you can do what you set out to do. So build your confidence first, go fast alone, and then once you build that confidence, then you can have a more naturally it comes out naturally, this confidence, this alpha side. Be a badass. But not only a badass, have the badass with the balance of the good side. Be an alpha with the balance of the beta. Because alphas, they like to push others down. You have to be ruthless. But don't be ruthless to the point that you say bad things about another person, that you put others down. Be ruthless, yes, be ambitious, pursue your goals. But also, when you get your success, you pull others up to you. You lift others up. The more you're interested in others, when you speak to them, you get with different groups. The more you're interested in others, the more others find you interesting. And others will want to be associated with you. You look at the most popular people in your school, in high school. They're not the guys who are the most aloof. They're not the guys who are the assholes. They're the guys who are pretty nice, who are pretty interested in how other people are. And of course, for introverts, this doesn't come naturally, but that's the superpower of introverts. We like to listen. Extroverts, they kind of talk. Introverts, you just have to ask good questions, learn to ask good questions, interesting questions that get others to talk about themselves, be interested in them, and the more you're interested in others, the more others are interested in you. Sometimes the more you talk, the more others are turned off to you. So be interested in them. And with this, connected to point 2, where you are good at what you do, you get into sports, or you're in a band, or you're super intelligent, you're good at what you do, you're a master at something. Being a master and being someone who lifts others up, guys will generally want to be you, and girls will want to be with you. Number 5, leading to my intro, don't lose focus on you. Remember, top head over the bottom head. The girls, as I said, they date the lifestyle. They don't necessarily date the guy. The girl got with you for a reason. So always be moving up, my friend. Always be pursuing your purpose. Always be ambitious. Always be doing something in your own life. You're not gonna be watching TV with her on all of your dates. If you get into sports, if you get into like that, you can bring her to your games. Or if you're in music, you can bring her to your gigs. And she'll be proud to be with you. Also, when you focus on yourself, you are genuinely busy. And because you're busy, you're harder to get or harder to pin down. The girls, they like attention, they may like validation, yes. So being busy, you have a genuine excuse to not message her all the time, to not be with her all the time. Remember, in absence is a girl's feelings for you going to develop. Her feelings with you will develop maybe inches when you're with her. But it's the memory, it's the way that you make her feel when she processes it when you're away that makes her fall more in love with you, that makes her want to get back with you again. The best tip is to give the attention in waves. And if you're genuinely busy in your life, this comes naturally. When you're swimming, when you're in your sports, when you're in your gigs, when you're doing something else on your purpose and you're studying as well, you're focusing on you and your future. Remember, you don't know if this girl that you're with now is going to be something in the long term. And you got to build your foundation first, because love doesn't pay the bills. You may be lovey-dovey, develop the relationship now, but in the future, when you get kids, when you want to move house, when you get a mortgage, when you want to buy a car, when you you need to have the money, you need to have the foundation. And foundation is not paid with love. So you, as a logical person in the relationship, have to make sure that you are made first before you get into a long-term relationship. Focus first on your mission. Focus on your priorities, on your purpose in life. The girls, they want to be a priority, but they don't want to be the main priority. So give your attention in waves. When you're away, focus on your purpose. But when you're with her, focus on her. You see, the waves, they come and they go. They come, but when they come, they crash. You give it to her, because if you can focus on your purpose, you finish what you told yourself you're going to do. You don't half-ass it. Once you are with her, you can then focus on being with her without having 50% of your brain thinking, oh, I didn't really finish that. Oh, I should have done this. No, when you're with her, you really have to focus on her. And to focus on her, you have to get first your shit done. And the girls, they like that more. And this being on your purpose, this is how you vet the women. This is how you can tell who the women are that are meant for you, especially in your younger years. Because on your purpose, on your grind, there are going to be women who will want the attention all the time and kind of suck your energy from you to prevent you from going on your mission. And why, logically, would you want to get with a woman like that? She is just like a leech. She will not help you on your purpose. She may help you short term to gain like pleasure, whatever that means for you. But your long term, it's like a dream killer. But then there are also women who will understand you, who will be there to support your dreams. Those are the type of women you should get with. And then you will know when you're on your purpose, when you're ambitious, when you're doing the things that you need to do. The women who make it easy to do the things that you need to do. Those are the women who you are supposed to keep in your life. So that's it, my friends. These are the 5 tips. I know that I kind of rambled and I went off on tangents every now and then, but these are the 5 tips that will really help you in your high school years in getting and keeping a girlfriend. So if you did like this, if this made you laugh, if this gave you a new insight, then do go ahead and leave a like down below. And if you haven't already, do consider subscribing. And comment your thoughts if you have a question for me, if you want me to do a video on something else or something more specific in terms of relationships in high school or in any other age, then do go ahead and comment your thoughts and your questions down below. So that's it, my friends. This is Kaiju Kong signing off. Do take care and stay strong, brothers.